Greetings, piano hobby, and today I'll be sharing with you on the key of C some chords, major chords breakdown, so that you can add flavor to your playing. So let's get right into it. So we're in the key of C, and our notes in the key C major are the C, D, E, F, G, A, B, back to your 1. This is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back to your 1. So that is your key C major. So basically the chords of these various notes with respect to key C major, we have a major, we have a minor, another minor, we have major, major, minor, diminished, and back to your major. So this is major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, major. Right? So you have 3 majors, 3 minors, and 1 diminished. That is your T. That is the diminished note, the diminished chord here in the key of C. So one thing you can do to add flavor in playing your key of C is you can play sevenths, dominant seventh. There are 3 types of sevenths. You have the dominant seventh. I'll explain everything right now. We have the dominant seventh, we have the major seventh, and we have the minor seventh. So the dominant seventh is just known as seventh generally. You can also just hear it. For instance, C seventh is also known as C dominant seventh. It's the same thing, so don't get confused. So when you talk about the dominant seventh, which is the number 1, it's something like this. So this is the C dominant, the C dominant seventh. Now this is a major chord, right? Now when you take this note, these remaining notes, add a note that will make it a diminished chord. And this is it. This is a diminished chord, right? This is a major, this is a diminished. So combine both of them, you have a dominant seventh. So this is a key C dominant seventh. Then you have a major seventh. A major 7 is, instead of this, you bring in the 7th and the key, in the major scale of that key. So this is it, right? The key C major 7th. You also have the minor 7th. So I want you to go back to your dominant 7. This is your dominant 7, right? I want you to flatten the 3rd. This is your 3rd. Flatten it. To flatten means just move a half step downward. A half step downward. So this is your minor 7th, right? So your minor 7th, your dominant 7th, and then your major 7th. You still have the diminished 7th. That is when you talk about something like this. This is the diminished 7th. Now the diminished 7th is if you can play a diminished chord. Now a diminished chord is taking the minor 3rd. This is the 3rd, right? You take the minor 3rd or the flat 3rd of that key. Then from this key, you also play the flat 3rd. So we're in the key of D sharp or E flat now. This is your 1 in E flat, but we are going to be flattening the 3rd. So you flatten the 3rd from here. Flatten the 3rd from here. You have this. Then you also go to this key. You play the 1. This is your 3rd, right? You flatten it also. So this is your diminished 7th, key C diminished 7th. So from your dominant 7th, this is your diminished 7th, right? Then you also have half diminished 7th. Now, here we are playing a diminished chord combined with another diminished chord, right? That will give you this. But now we are going to be playing a diminished chord combined with a minor chord. Then minor chord. This is a minor chord. This is an E flat minor chord. This E flat minor. Remember this A flat major, right? E flat major. So when you move this third note a half step downward, you have a minor, right? You have a minor here. So it's combining a diminished and a minor together that gives you a half diminished. So let's take all of them and see them. So this is the dominant, this is the minor seventh, the major seventh, the diminished, and then the half diminished. So these are all of them. So now when we want to apply this in the key of C, now we have, for your key C, we are going to be working with respect to the notes in the key C, right? So we have this, right? This is a major seventh, right? This is C major seventh. Now for your 2 is what? Your 2 is a minor seventh. A minor seventh, this is the key of D. So you flatten this one, right? You flatten this one. Then this is it. Your flat 7, right? A flat 7. That is what makes it a minor seventh. Your third is also a minor seventh, right? It's also a minor 7. Then your 4 is just the same as this. So this is a major seventh, and this is a dominant seventh. This is a dominant seventh, because if you look at the key of G, this is what you have. But since this note, which will make it a major seventh, is not in our key of C, we bring it downward. That makes it a dominant seventh, right? A dominant seventh. Then this is also a minor seventh, and this is a half diminished chord. A half diminished chord. Remember, this is a diminished seventh, right? But taking this now will make it a half diminished seventh. This is a minor, this is a diminished. So how you can apply this is that when you are playing, for instance, moving to the 5th, you are going from the 1 to the 5th, you can play the major 7th of the C. You can also play the major or the dominant 7th of the C to go to the 5. Both of them will lead you there. So this is it. Did you hear that? You can play the dominant 7 also. Yeah, that's right. So yes, so I just from the dominant 7 and just move to the 5. That is your saw. Also, this one here, the major, you can use it to your 4. You can also use it to go to your 4. So yeah, that's right. I just move from my also. When you talk about your second, you can use the dominant chord, right? The minor 7th, right? Your second, that is a D minor 7th. A D minor 7th, that is to go to your 5. Did you hear that? Then you can use this, that is your third. Use the minor 7 to go to your 6. So majorly you just use this for passing notes. So this is it. Can you hear them? So So this, you just use them as passing chords to go to your destination note. Then you can use this seventh, that is the dominant seventh, your 5, it's your G dominant seventh. You can use it to go to your 1. So this is it. You resolve this note. Yes, you use this dominant to go to your 1. So that is how you use dominant. You use dominant chords. So and also you can drop them down. Maybe let's take this. This is what I call drop 2. A drop 2, just taking the second highest note you are playing in a chord and bringing it down an octave lower. So I'll make a separate video. The link will be in the description below. It's called drop 2. I'll make a video. You see the link below. So make sure you go check out that video to learn more about drop 2. So it's just basically, you just take this note, you bring it down. That's drop 2. So thank you. I hope you have learned how to use some dominant chords. You have learned some new chords in the key of C. And we'll see in the next video. Please don't forget to subscribe and like. Also comment if there's any tutorial you want me to do. So thank you. That will be all for today.